good morning, Mom's girly girls. What is she doing? There's Miss Violet in the back. Look how big Miss Winona's gotten. She's next to Jolene there. She's almost as big. And then Fancy Ray bringing up the the rear. What are you doing, girlies? It's cold, isn't it? Yeah? You've been getting lots of extra treats. Yeah, you're not dying. Oh, sorry. They always choose prime times to poop. But I just wanted to give you an update because it's been a while since we've looked at the chickens. Hello, Fancy Ray. And both Fancy Ray and Jolene are filling out on their feathers. Fancy Ray is pretty much filled out. Jolene's still a little lean. Yes, but you're not naked no more, are you? Well, come on. Come and talk to Mommy. Yes, you're very good girls. I should have brought you some treats. Oh. Did Sissy get a worm? All right, guys. Welcome, YouTube friends and family, to today's quite chilly adventures of the Wellness Homesteaders. So it's 25 here. So it's warmed up just a little bit. It is supposed to be day after tomorrow like 54. Welcome to Ohio. But that is quite unusual. Yesterday was so bitterly cold. And I wanted to share a product with you. I will link it because they're inexpensive. These are called Hand Landy. I saw them in Aqua. I got the one with the little snowflake on it because not only is it waterproof, it is supposed to be better in the cold weather, and it has 3M Thinsulate. Now I ordered a size medium, but I have fingernails. That's one big part of it. So I have fairly large hands. Still have trouble with the shoulder. And this, guys, is one of those bearskin tactical hoodies, and I'm telling you, y'all, they do work. I hate a coat worse than anything. I don't like them. Living in Ohio, I hate driving in them because you feel like you're driving like this. So generally what I do is I have like an emergency kit in my trunk with like heavy snow boots and flares and snow pants and things like that. But I always have a coat, a toboggan, and gloves. Now, do I wear them, you ask? Why, no, I do not. But then in case I ever get stranded. Hang on, guys, you're hooked on the rug. So let me apologize. Whew, I got out of breath here for not having a video up on Thursday. Y'all only me. Don't know how I did it. Was getting cleaned up. My regular morning cleanup, and something went in my eye. That's about the best I can say. It was not an eyelash. I don't know if it was a cat hair, if it was a piece of lint off of my lashes or off of my hair, but I scratched my eye. So what I ended up having to do was take a couple days to just, and I have glasses and eye medications and all those things, but I was kind of like this, and the eye can be it's one of the fastest healing tissues in the body. Random facts that I know. But you have to keep it moisturized. You don't want it to dry out. You don't want it to, I know this sounds gross, but like if you've got a corneal abrasion, you don't want it to heal and stick to your eyelid, and then you rip it back open. So it did take a couple days, and rather than to put all that in the community tab, I'm like, I'll see y'all on Saturday. So it's actually Friday the 13th here. I've had plenty of rest. I don't have a lot of makeup on, please excuse. But what I want to talk to you about today is something that I'm starting to feel pressure on. So 2 weeks from today is Christmas. I just realized that. And I had mentioned that I wanted to have some free printables So let me share this ahead of time. I'll leave some links in the description box to some of the printables I found. Everybody has different needs for their planning. I mean, some people have children to plan for, and I don't, you know, well, I have a child, but he's gonna be 40, littles, you know, so it was, I kind of had to be selective, and I picked a couple sites, but the sites were very clear that I cannot share the printables. I can share the website. I'll give you a little hint. If you just Google free Christmas planning printables and free Christmas cleaning printables, if you don't want to just longhand write it all out, that is very helpful. So, y'all, I'm fighting the hiccups. Hold on. Y'all, I apologize. My hiccups had gotten better, but occasionally I still have them. So this was the cover to a binder you could print off from the Incremental Momma, and she had a ton. Now, most of the free printable sites, you have to go in and put in your email address, and then, you know, if you just want the free printables and you don't want to get their emails, although, you know, being a vlog type situation, you can get a lot of good ideas. You can simply unsubscribe after you've downloaded what you want, or you can leave yourself subscribed and see what the cadence is of what they send. So what I was most interested in is the Christmas meal plan. So if y'all are new to the channel, by the way, my name is Kym and welcome. My son likes to eat. He's skinny as a rail. I used to be quite slim too. And y'all, I'm super proud of myself because I don't know if you can tell, but I bought new breeches that were way too tight. I called them my punishment pants. And I finally lost enough weight. They fit beautifully. And I had to tighten up my Apple Watch. I'm like, even my wrists are thinner. So I've lost right around 20 pounds. Now, y'all, a year and plus ago, I lost 24. I gained it all back, but I've lost 20 of it again. And I can really tell a difference. I never got to my goal weight. Which is still about another 20. But you know, one thing I've learned, y'all, you want to have some reserves. Okay, this is going to sound like I'm justifying, but I feel like I'm healthy as I sit here with my healing eye and my torn rotator cuff and bad back. But I don't catch every little germ that goes around. And if I do happen to become ill, I'm not on the very, very lean side where it's going, if it's not a disease, an illness where it's hard to get nutrition in, I can live off my fat. I've also noticed that many of us, and men and women, as we age, have a tendency to pad up a little bit. So I figure I don't fall down as much as I used to. I figure I'm just getting anti-hip fracture padding. I don't mean to make fun of it. I really don't have a set goal weight. I would like to be out of the overweight range. I'm still in it with my BMI, but barely, right? But I'm going to go more with like how I look, how I feel, that type of thing. So let me pull up the breeches. And y'all, I always, so if you see, yes, I have lost weight. I always wear like baggy stuff because, you know, I'm in the chicken coop and I'm playing with the cat and I'm doing a craft, and I dressed up in a dress. I love dresses and skirts. I dressed up every day for work because I like that. And I don't have to do that anymore. I can wear Serious Clark shirts every day of the week if I want to. So anyway, I got way off on that, didn't I? So my son, I kind of wait to see what's he hankering for. My son is an amazing chef, but as many of us home cooks, he has his things he's really good at. you need to have some of his grilled food. I don't care for pasta so much, but he's a really good pasta dish maker. I will eat his pasta where I normally don't like it. Like I would never order it in a restaurant or whatever. Anyway, so in my family, we made a dressing, not a stuffing. And he got hankering for that around Thanksgiving. My son worked Thanksgiving. God bless his heart. He works Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I just want to say a word about that because I'm not going to be the only person who doesn't have family around them on Christmas Day. I think celebrating the reason for Christmas is way more important than worried about what number does it say 25 on the calendar. So we're going to do it up big a little bit early. But I was like, oh man, I do not want to make turkey, right? Anything but turkey, right? So the dressing is it's my grandmother's recipe that my mom carried down. You make savory cornbread, so white cornmeal, no sugar, buttermilk, and you use self-rising cornmeal, and you bake a pan of it, and you crumble it, and you have to do it the day before. And then I can remember my mom using toast a lot. I use, and my mom used in later years, the seasoned bread cubes, and then a whole tin of sage, and there's onions and celery, but you patty it up with some broth. Well, I have plenty of home canned chicken broth, so, that's not an issue. Or I could purchase some, right? But you have to make it the day before you plan to cook it. And then when you cook it, and y'all, I'm not making anything healthy. Let me just, okay, well, maybe one thing healthy, but you patty it up so it sticks. So it has to be moist enough, not too much cornbread or it'll be crumbly. And then you fry it in lard. And it is the best tasting thing ever. So I respect my son hates to be filmed. Like, I'll try to slip and film when he's opening Christmas presents, and he has very good hearing, and he'll be like, really, Mom, you have to video this? And I'm like, darn it, he heard the dink, right? So what I film will be me. I won't film him. I won't put him through that because he would not be very happy with me. So he wanted dressing. Well, I'm going to make a roast chicken, and he was like, are you going to brine the chicken? Really? Is this a restaurant? No, I'm not going to brine the chicken. And I've kind of gone back and forth, guys. I'm honestly like, maybe I should just get a rotisserie chicken because we're all about the sides. Neither one of us are huge meat eaters. He eats more meat than I do. Anyway, so roast chicken and dressing. He wants the traditional green bean casserole with the durkey onions and the cream of mushroom soup. It's okay, but it's been done to death. And he wants deviled eggs 2 ways. So I make a very spicy jalapeno deviled egg. And then I make my traditional sweeter deviled egg that does have some honey. It has some pickle relish in it. Very good. And then he needs an appetizer, right? So some artichoke dip. And that I might as well just spread on my body because it's a cup of artichoke hearts, a cup of mayonnaise, a cup of sour cream, and a cup of Parmesan cheese. And you bake it, and it's absolutely delicious on crackers, on bread. But I am going to make some homemade bread for our artichoke dip. And then he said I could either make old-fashioned cream pie, which is what I chose, or pineapple upside-down cake. I like pineapple upside-down cake, but he has a January birthday, so that's what he's getting for his birthday. He just doesn't know it yet. So what is old-fashioned cream pie? Y'all, I'm just going to tell you, like I said, none of this is healthy. You take a pie shell, unbaked, and you sprinkle flour and a whole bunch of sugar and 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and you must stir it with your fingers very well. This is a recipe that came from a deceased family member, and you bake it, and it's not like a custard. It's very sweet. It's one of my favorite, and I'll have to have a little bit, and I'll send the rest with him. So that's our dinner. So that part was fairly easy. However, you might notice over here, I have all my recipes pulled out, and this little charmer I found when I cleaned out my mom's house. I have no recall of ever seeing this. Mom and Dad were married in 1950, so I'm sure it's at least that old, and it's falling apart. It's a Speedomatic, and Mom had recipes in here for all sorts of things: buttermilk biscuits, cinnamon buns, no-cook marshmallow frosting, pineapple upside-down cake. And somewhere in here, at any rate, is her cornbread recipe, but it's I know what's in it. If you use self-rising white cornmeal, I think just that and the full-fat buttermilk is all you need, and then a lot of grease in the skillet. So I need to go through all of my recipes, pull them out. A lot of things I just do out of my head, but if I have the recipe card, then you can actually start filling this out. And this to me was like a must. So it goes through fruit, veggies, meat, protein, canned foods, frozen bread, cereal, condiments, baking spices, dairy, miscellaneous. You can add more on the back. You can put everything under miscellaneous. But I do think this is really helpful because I live so far from a store. If I forget something by accident, I'm going to be in trouble. Now, I can't fill this out yet, but I decided I was going to pull it. This is the cooking schedule because I make a lot of things ahead of time up to baking. So the dressing has to be made the day before and pattied up and refrigerated overnight for the best results so it doesn't fall apart. The old-fashioned cream pie is way better made the day before because it takes a long time to set up. The artichoke dip can be mixed up and just put in the fridge ready for baking because you do bake that. And on and on and on. So I don't know when my son wants to eat, and so I'm gonna wait for him to come. But these are all items from the Incremental Momma. So my chore today, it's been on my to-do list for like 3 days, but I was like, okay, Miss Winky some can't do it. Y'all, I don't know if you've ever had a corneal abrasion. I have before. Whew, those things really, really hurt. And the best treatment is always to follow doctor recommendations, but it's just keeping your eye closed and trying not to put your hands around it. So I thought, well, I wonder if there's a, pardon me, holiday cleaning checklist. And there is. And this came from, again, I'll leave a link to the website, a virtuouswoman.org from 2017. So it goes through kitchen, living areas, guest room, bathroom, then some daily focus tasks. And I'm like, well, what about the master bedroom? What about the craft room? What about the dining room? So it's not complete, but it has enough on there and enough space that I can just put in what I need to do. Now, do I need a list to know to clean the house? No. But having 2 weeks from now and having 2 days where I have other obligations that I already know about between now and, well, actually I have less than 2 weeks, I want to make sure that I get as much done as I can ahead of time so that I'm not stressed out to the last minute, exhausted, shoulder hurting, winky-eyed, and I can just really enjoy the time with my son. That's it for today. I know it's pretty simple, but I have a lot to do yet. I don't wrap gifts. I gift bag. That's my preference. It's easy, but I always make my son a card. I've I've got the stockings already filled because I don't do a whole big bunch, but I haven't even touched on all the Christmas presents that have to come downstairs, be put in the order I want him to open, and I need to clean the dining room before I stash them in there. So yeah, we got quite a bit to do yet. So in the upcoming week, I also have not made any treats, and I apologize to y'all for that. I have a very special treat I want to make, but I haven't gotten around to it. Oh, Lord. Some days are just busy, right? Just a little bit of an update. You know, maybe this will absolve me of a little bit. I have a friend whose husband, as I shared, was diagnosed with lymphoma. His scan came out really good, but he still will be starting chemo next month. So I've signed up for meal train meals for the family. I mean, that's not what's getting me behind, and I don't mean to use that as an excuse. In the interim, one of their children had a ruptured appendix. I mean, just keep them all, if you will, in your thoughts and prayers, because I don't have any excuse like that other than my eye, which was not a big deal. Some days I just don't feel as energetic as others, but today's been a good day, gotten quite a bit done. I'm gonna have to turn that heat down because now I'm having a hot flash. So, y'all do me a big favor, go ahead and smash that like button, drop me a comment below. What is your most dreaded task on your Christmas to-do list? Is it wrapping? Is it cooking? Is it cleaning? Y'all, I'm sorry about that. I hope you all heard that. They're blasting at the quarry today. It's usually Mondays, not Fridays. But it's incredible when they do it because the whole house shakes. I don't know if you could hear it or not. Y'all, I plan to see you next week, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I think I'll be just fine to do that. I do have a couple obligations next week, as I mentioned, but I hope to stay on track with my video schedule. And until I see you again, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and take care.